what's up? I am muchelleb, and in this video I am talking about things that have improved my life, that have changed my life for the better in the most recent few months. This is a video that I do periodically. I'll have my previous ones linked down below. In this video I'm going to talk about a short video, a podcast, a particular book, and a series that have all impacted my life for the better, as well as a few other things. Firstly, I want to talk about the Calm Masterclass, which is the happiness advantage. Calm is an app that I love. I don't think that I need to talk about it anymore because you guys kind of get it. And it has a section in it which is all for masterclasses. So masterclasses are classes that are run by an expert in a certain field. Usually that expert has written a book about a certain topic that is a life-improving topic. They're kind of like podcasts, but they're super specific, they're super actionable, there's absolutely no rambling, and they're delivered by the person that actually wrote the book on the thing. I think because they're taught by the authors of the books, it gives it like this layer of legitimacy that makes you listen a little bit deeper than you would if it was delivered by someone else. So one of their most recent masterclasses was one on the happiness advantage by Shawn Anker. I'm always a little bit wary of anything that talks about happiness because I don't really see happiness as a goal. I also don't think that permanent happiness is something that is achievable or even something that is healthy to seek after. Life comes in cycles and you're gonna have lows and you're gonna have highs, and that's just the way things are, and I think it's healthier to accept that rather than pursue constant happiness. Anyways, so I was a little bit hesitant when I saw the title of this masterclass, but I listened to it anyways because all of the Calm masterclasses have just been so helpful and so legit. A lot of the information that was in the masterclass, it was stuff that I'd heard before in some way, shape or form, but when I listened to the masterclass, I just must have been in a really good mindset. It was just information that I obviously needed to hear at the time, delivered by potentially the right person that made me take it a bit more seriously. And for whatever reason, I ended up listening to that masterclass like 3 times over. I just found it really valuable. If you don't have Calm, you can check out the book, The Happiness Advantage. I think it has a bit more of a focus on happiness at work, which I don't like so much. Or you can have a listen to the TED Talk by Shawn Anker. I'll have it linked down below. FYI, I just had a quick look. His name is not Shawn Anker. It's Shawn Acker, or maybe something different. Anyways, the next thing that has been improving my life recently is having a massive bottle of water of a morning. So if you watch my video on 4 decisions that I've made to improve my life, you'll know that quite a while ago, I decided that I was going to give up coffee for good. If you want to learn a bit more about why I decided to make that decision and what led me to it and what made it stick, I will have a link to that video up here and down below if you haven't seen it. And I've actually stuck to that resolution really, really well, surprisingly, considering it was really hard to give up. It took me a little while to find a habit to replace my coffee with that actually worked for me. And a little way into my journey with giving up coffee, I decided that I would just replace my mug of coffee of a morning with a big bottle of water, and I found that such a helpful change of habits. Obviously, water is awesome for you in so many ways, but a nice little side benefit that I noticed was that it actually helped to reduce my anxiety. So part of the reason that I gave up coffee, or the main reason that I gave up coffee, was because it raised my anxiety levels. It was definitely an anxiety trigger for me, and I found that drinking water, not only does it help to replace that anxiety inducing habit, but it also reduces my anxiety as well. So dehydration can actually be a trigger for anxiety, I found, and I can notice the mornings where I don't have my big bottle of water, I'm more anxious, and the mornings where I do have my big bottle of water, I just feel generally better, mentally and physically. It could be a little bit of a placebo effect, but that's absolutely okay because I feel better, and that's the main thing. The next thing that I have literally been binging for the past week or 2 is the College Info Geek podcast. So I'm not in college, I never went to university, and I have no intentions of going to university anytime soon at least. But this podcast talks about a lot more than just college. It's a lot about productivity and just optimizing your life. So the podcast is run by Thomas Franks, who is a big YouTuber. I've always loved his videos. They're really inspirational to me. They're the kind of videos that I aspire to create. But for some reason, I've never listened to his podcast. For whatever reason lately, I've just been absolutely binging it. There is a lot of chit-chatting in the podcast, which is okay because it's interesting chit-chatting, but they also talk about a lot of stuff that I can really relate to. I think I particularly relate to the podcast because it's delivered by a YouTuber who talks a lot about his life as a YouTuber and how he makes that all work. I also really love seeing the other side of it. So on Thomas Frank's YouTube channel, he's talking a lot about productivity and building great habits and all of that great stuff. But on his podcast, it's a little bit more real and raw, and he talks about how he's struggling with certain habits or how, you know, his morning routine isn't going so well well, just very normal things that are relatable. Because oftentimes when you see a YouTuber like myself, like any other YouTuber that you watch, it comes across as if their life is just completely together all the time. So it is nice to see that other side of it. Everyone is a normal human being. Everyone has cycles in their life. Everyone has things that work, things that don't work, and everyone is going through some stuff. So it is just good to see that more raw and real side of him on the podcast. So the next thing that I have been absolutely obsessed with, or I was obsessed with it for the short period of time that I had access to it, is GTD Connect. So you guys know that I love Getting Things Done by David Alain. The book and the philosophies behind it are something that have really inspired my own productivity systems and the way that I approach my work and my life. So for the hardcore GTD people, there is GTD Connect online. You can actually sign up for a 2-week trial of it, which is what I did. I just wanted to see what was in there. I didn't sign up for the proper membership, but just within that 2 weeks of time, I think I watched like a video every single night from the actual GTD Connect membership forum. I took full advantage. Like, I literally was listening to a class like every other night, or probably every night, to be honest. I tried to listen to them in my car, but it's not a very optimized website. GTD is definitely geared towards a specific type of person. Traditionally, I would say like an older male who is in a CEO position who has access to a personal assistant. However, the philosophies and some of the tools and tactics are definitely things that you can take and transfer to your very normal human being kind of life. The actual GTD membership website is pretty shocking. Like, navigating it and using it is not easy and user-friendly, which I think just re-emphasizes the target audience. In saying that, just having those 2 weeks to access the GTD Connect membership really inspired me. I listened to so much of what was in there and I just got so much value out of it and so much information out of it. It's definitely something I would consider signing up to properly in the future, maybe just for a month or two at a time. If I was ever reaching a point in my life where I was like, wow, I just need to get my shit together, it would probably be the website that I'd go to. The next thing is the Nature Fix. So you guys, if you watched my Ultimate Self-Care Day video, you would have seen that I was reading the Nature Fix, which is a book all about how nature can positively impact your life. I can confidently say that I loved this book. It just re-emphasized to me something that I already believed, really, and gave me a little bit more information around why what I believed was actually a legitimate truth. I just really wanted the receipts. For me, it's just encouraged me to go outside more and really value my time in nature. And whenever I'm out in the greenery, I'm always thinking about how much good I'm doing for myself. I think back to the book and I'm just like, yes, look at me. All these trees, all this grass, killing it. The next thing that has improved my life are the Swanwick sleep glasses. So these sleep glasses are ones that you might have already seen in my How to Improve Your Sleep video, which I'll have up here and down here. These are glasses that block out all of the blue light. So after learning a lot about sleep and making a lot of changes, these were a purchase that I made to enable me to block out all of the blue light in my life at night to get a better sleep. So I use them when I am reading my iPad or even just walking around at night if any of my overhead lights are on, just because they're this bright blue LED light that I know disrupts my sleep. Light is one of the biggest things that can screw with your body clock and muck up your melatonin release, so these are definitely an investment in your health. I think these are especially helpful if you're someone that has struggled with the stay off your phone for 3 hours before bed rule, which is kind of unrealistic in this day and age. I read all my books on my iPad, so I was like, I literally cannot stay off my technology unless I want to start building up my library, my physical library again. So that's why these glasses are the right fit for me. The next thing is the 7-minute workout. A lot of you have probably already heard of this workout. I think I actually found out about it when I was listening to one of Thomas Frank's podcasts, or sort of rediscovered it, I guess. I heard about this years ago. I think it was from my dad, and I kind of used it once and then I never really used it again. A lot of my days involve sitting at my computer at home, and one of the best ways to get your energy up is to do a little bit of exercise. I do other like proper exercises throughout my week, but I find this is just a good thing to do like mid-morning when you're feeling that lull to get your energy back up. Just stop. It's 7 minutes, so it feels super achievable. Do the exercises on the screen, which are really easy to follow, and then you're filled with all of this energy to continue along your day. If you liked this video, you might like my video on gifts to ask for or to give that will actually improve lives. I'll have that linked on the screen and down below. I appreciate you guys so much. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you soon.